I've had this Neca Rodan for years now, and just like the Godzilla I had, it was time for a replacement. Luckily though, thanks to INS Hobby, they sent me over this new Flameborn Rodan from Hiya Toys for me to review and compare for you guys. So big thanks to them for sponsoring the video, and be sure to use the links in the description to check their site out for some high quality figures like this Rodan. Hiya Toys has been leading in the market for MonsterVerse action figures for its balance of movie accuracy and articulation, and this Rodan is no exception, especially comparing it to the old Neca. This Rodan they sent me is the second release of the character Hiya has done. The first one had a paint job closer to what you see on the Neca, but I do prefer this new more premium look that they gave to him. So in saying that, there are some major differences, but first let's look at these stands they come with. Hiya Toys comes packaged with this basic clear stand for flying poses, along with these H-shaped connectors, so you can combine other stands like the ones that came with King Ghidorah if you choose to. The Neca, however, went above and beyond with their stand and made the tip of the volcano that Rodan emerged from in the movie. It does look cool, however, Neca lacks a good stand along with a really iffy Rodan figure. Looking at the two side by side, you see some major differences in color, articulation, and even size. The Hiya's wingspan is just a little bit bigger than the Neca, which in kaiju cases is always good. Focusing on the Hiya here, Rodan is way more detailed and has a much closer resemblance to the movie's design than the Neca does. The orange paint carries consistently throughout the figure and bleeds nicely through the sculpt to give it a nice molten look, and overall has a good silhouette to it. Looking at the Neca though, things are very different and not in a good way. This has pretty nice sculpting all around, don't get me wrong, but the paint work on this one makes it look like it's just straight up burnt when comparing it to the Hiya. The wings on the Hiya are one piece with bendy wire in it for posing, which helps both the look and the function of it, which Hiya is known to do. Looking at the wings of the Neca though, they are solid pieces of plastic divided into two sections that fold in for posing, but it kind of just looks awkward. Also, one of the wings of my Neca Rodan is really loose, which doesn't help its case. Head sculpts of each are both good in their own rights, but of course Hiya is way above Neca here. The Hiya's head is good in proportion to the rest of it, and the paintwork is very good considering how small this is. It also has an articulated mouth, which is a nice touch since the Neca is just one solid piece of plastic. This one has no articulation, it kind of just looks like it has lockjaw. Looking at the articulation though, the Neca has next to nothing. The head kind of just swivels with some neck movement. The wings have some basic arm movement to them, along with the folding motion I mentioned before, and the legs kind of just move back and forth like this. But for the Hiya's articulation, the mouth moves. The neck has this much movement forward and up, along with side to side motion. It has the same basic arm rotation, but like I said earlier, it has bendy wire for wing posing. This one also has a diaphragm joint that moves fairly well, along with 3 points of articulation in the legs that are pretty good. So yeah guys, as you can tell, the Hiya beats the Neca by a long shot. There are so many more posing possibilities with the Hiya, and it just straight up looks better. The only place I could say Neca did good was with the stand, but even then, Hiya's more simple claw grip is what I prefer due to the functionality. Once again, huge thank you to INS Hobby for sending this Flameborn Rodan over to me, and if you guys are interested in figures like these, be sure to check their website out and grab some for yourself. I've reviewed the Hiya Godzilla and King Ghidorah in the past, so if you're interested in those, check those out as well. All the links will be in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next video.